It's
Sumo
Sumo
time!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of It's Sumo Time. We're the Doyho Dummies, and we are so excited to talk to you tonight about one of our favorite rikishi, Tamawashi. I'm Groovy. I'm here with Stupid
Yo!
and Murphy. Say hi, everybody.
What's happening?
Hi.
What's happening? What's happening? Don't feel bad calling me stupid. I keep telling you, Groovy. Don't feel bad.
I never do, and I didn't even know it was your name for quite some time.
Ah,
Let's get into it. So we're going to be talking about Tamawashi tonight. Tamawashi is infamous in sumo. I guess just regular famous. He has a very, very good reputation, and he is known as the Iron Man of sumo. And he has got that name from, well, his incredible streak of consecutive bouts and, well, just his time spent in the Mega Shiri division. So why don't we open up by talking about who he is? We would like to talk about his early life. I'm going to pass it to you, Stupid. Can you tell me who Tamawashi is?
I wish I could. I can tell you what I've read about him, though. Tamawashi is a Mongolian. He was born in Mongolia. Tamawashi actually doesn't follow a kind of standard sumo training style. He went all the way through high school, all the way through most of college, and I think all out of college before he moved into becoming a sumo wrestler. He became a sumo wrestler uh, by the suggestion of his sister, who lived in Japan at the time, and she suggested that he might like sumo, and he thought that it would be a good test of his strength because apparently even back then he was a big, strong guy, and he came to Japan and started training and got into Juryo fairly quickly. Made it through Juryo fairly quickly, uh, and then got into the top division, and then took a long time to win his first cup. I believe he got to
Get into that a little later. Let's talk
Slovakia.
about his.
Yeah,
Let's
but
talk about what he did before sumo. Before he was actually into sumo, did you guys know that he was actually into pastry work? The dude knows how to bake.
Yeah.
it,
Apparently, he's actually quite active online talking about embroidery and baking. I think that's pretty cool to see a sumo wrestler expanding out and talking about his interests online.
it's absolutely endearing, and I think it fits into the personality that Tamawashi has developed over the years, as he's become an icon of the oldest sumo wrestlers. That's really become his, the what people lead with when they introduce him, and I think he's taken that mantle on in a way that is absolutely admirable. I'd love for Tamawashi to be my dad, right? He seems like a super
Well, that's a
cool
little weird since
dad.
you're older than he is.
I am older than he, but I would still be happy to be a child living under Tamawashi's guidance.
Tamawashi is 40
Like
years
a,
old.
he
He's
seems like a
6'2" and a
really
half
well
feet tall,
put together
and
dude.
he's over 390 pounds. The man is big and strong, which is interesting because he has a very strange style of sumo.
Did you know though?
Murphy, you've commented on this before. Murphy, you've mentioned that he doesn't tend to grapple with the belt and instead tries to use more pushing thrusting attacks. Would you like to speak on that?
Yeah, he's actually very famous for the nodawai, which is like the straight arm push to the neck. And I have seen it used to great. I've only been watching for about a year, but I've seen it used to great effect many, many times. There's also a great Sumo Primetime video of
Oh
it
yeah,
where
Hero gets
Hiro
blasted.
Hiro wears a GoPro and gets hit with that nodawai, and it's over. He's like, there's nothing you can do when that hand comes around your neck.
Even
Listeners, we're referring to Hiro, who is actually the host of a show called Sumo Primetime. He is famous for doing that, as well as being an announcer and an enthusiast of sumo, and bringing it across the pond over here to the United States and other countries that speak English as well.
here's the best. Here's awesome. And going back to that episode of Prime Time, you saw a hero got thrown even before you put the GoPro on. He's tossed across the floor by Tamawashi. Uh, Tamawashi did not go light on Hero, and I think it made for an incredible episode of Sumo Prime Time. And I think that's why Hero mentioned that episode of Sumo Prime Time like 4 times during the London tournament.
While we can say
uh,
that Tamawashi does really, really kind of lean into the pushing, thrusting, especially going for the neck and the face, he's incredible at it. He really tries to avoid belt work. In fact, he only wins about 5% of the fights if he gets locked in with the belt. And if he gets towards the edge of the ring, he tends to step out on his own so that he can avoid being injured. Which brings me to his next point. Tamawashi has never missed a bout, except for, of course, when COVID made everyone kind of step out for a bit. But that means that he earned his title of Iron Man, not just for being an older sumo wrestler, but by going up there every single night and proving his worth. Stupid. You're of an age. Tamawashi's the hope of your generation. Mine as
I'm
well.
of an age. Thanks.
You're welcome. Hey, listen, I'm right there with you, buddy. I just want to ask you what Tamawashi represents to you.
So what I really respect the most about Tamawashi is that he brings an older man's wisdom, and you can see that he shares that approach with all of the wrestlers that he trains, because he is his dojo, his stable is very small, and the people that train with him are absolutely lucky. Uh, and Another thing I think that I see is other wrestlers. He many of these wrestlers are young enough to, almost young enough to be his child, right? And these wrestlers look up to Tamawashi. They try to learn from him. And what I've read of what Tamawashi says, he says a lot of really smart stuff. You can tell he's lived his life. He's an older man. You can tell, and I like that part of Tamawashi. His maturity is through the roof for a sumo wrestler who are usually in their
You can say that both
20s.
literally and emotionally.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, but
Now,
yeah.
Tamawashi has actually won two separate Emperor's Cups in tournaments. He's the oldest wrestler to achieve one of the Emperor's Cups. But that's not all. He's also has quite a few gold stars. What did he say?
He Onosada said, "I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it even when the Goji pointed to his fan. Uh, I only believed it when the pillows started to fly." That
It's
was
always an amazing thing when is this a Kimboshi, right?
yeah, I think so. Yes.
A Kimboshi happens, the the very reserved audience, because it's Japan, explodes as pillows start flying. There's cheering everywhere. It's a huge thing if you've never seen it happen.
And we uh, I think the first time we saw that happen uh, was just you and me watching Murphy in the early days, early tournaments, and we were like, "What is going on? Why are there bellas going everywhere?"
What is happening? No understanding of the significance.
Yeah. All we knew is that the lower rank guy beat the higher rank, the Yokozuna, and like that was hype. And then suddenly there were bellas everywhere, and that was super hype. And yeah,
I
it was
think we're
so
very
cool.
fortunate at this time in sumo with the changing of the guard and two new yokozuna
Mm-hmm.
that we could see more Kinboshi being earned. I think overall, I
Mm-hmm.
think this particular year, 2025, we've seen several gold stars go out to wrestlers, and it's been a treat each time.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get back on focus here, talking about Tamawashi. So Tamawashi recently gained his Japanese citizenship. He applied in 2021 and recently gained it in the spring of 2024. Now, with this could imply that he is hoping to become a coach after he retires. And being at the age of 40, he's pretty up there.
Hmm.
Let me pose a question to you, Murphy. Do you think Tamawashi will retire in the next few years?
I think if he ever drops below the Mega Shira rank, he will probably take that as a sign to retire. But from what I've seen of his wrestling and his just plain personality, I say this all the time. I think he's in it for the love of the game, and he's going to be doing it for as long as he can, be it
Hmm.
as a Rishiki or as a coach.
I could agree to the
I,
coaching point.
I don't
Go
disagree.
ahead.
I don't disagree. I think he's gonna wrestle and wrestle as long as his body allows him, right? And my understanding is he does have some long standing knee problems that might push him out. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him go in the next couple of years, right? Uh, I I think it would be super sad to see him go because he is such a positive influence for all the other top level wrestlers. Uh, but at the same time, I think him, running his own stable is probably um, going to end up coming down to whether his stable master is ready to retire or not as well. So, I think it's a complicated question. I don't I wouldn't be surprised to see it, but also I don't know.
I see. Well, he started his career in 2004, and he actually made it to Makakuchi up in 2008. He's been up in the major ranks for a considerable amount of time, and it's the consistency that has earned him the title of Iron Man. I think it's really well earned too. I don't think there's another wrestler who is at his level when it comes to sheer dedication and, as Murphy said, love of the game. However, that said, I think 2025 or at least 2026 is going to be his last year. I see him retiring in 2026 or in 2027 at the latest.
Mm.
And I hope that I'm proven wrong.
Why?
But
Why?
time is
Why?
everyone because time is everyone's greatest enemy. The man's getting older. He's about to hit 41, and being a rikishi in that ring with the other younger, strong men can really do damage to
Indeed.
one's body. Plus,
Indeed.
being 400 pounds at that age comes with some serious health risks. He's going to have to lose weight if he wants to, well, be there for his two younger children. His youngest child was born in 2019. That puts the child at 6. If he wants to be there for that child as he grows up, he's going to have to make changes. And I think retiring is going to have to be one of them.
Mm.
I,
I'm not his
I again,
doomer,
I think
but yeah.
yeah, I think he's going to keep going until he's no longer competitive, or he finally gets injured.
I hope that you are correct. On the subject of Tamawashi, let's talk about what he means for sumo and his legacy that he's going to leave behind. So eventually he will retire. We know that he wants to be a coach, or he might want to lead his own stable. Do you think he'll remain with his current stable? Or do you think he'll open up his own?
Oh, I think he's staying with the stable. I think this will be his stable. The stable's ancient, and it's very small. He's the only wrestler that's even close to the top divisions, right? And I would be gobsmacked if Tamawashi does not become the stable master.
Or at least a coach in the stable until the stable master decides to pass it on to him.
Indeed, he needs an elder name though for the coach position. So that's why I say I think it really depends on when his stable master is ready also to retire. Assuming that Tamawashi gets his elder name, right?
And I'd like to say
Hmm.
he's probably one of the most influential figures in modern sumo who was never was he ever an ozeki even? I know
No,
he never had the record for the never had the record for an ozeki. Definitely never was going to make yokozuna, but the sheer number of bouts he's been in, wasn't it something like
that
3,000?
I don't know what his total record is. Why don't we find out? Let's
Do that.
find out. Uh, let's find out. Let's find out. Tamawashi.
Oh, I apologize. I was about double the amount. He has 1,653 consecutive bouts as of November 18th.
Yeah, wow.
That's
2024.
considerable.
Oh, that's outdated.
This is yeah, might be as of September. I don't know. Might be as of the end of September. But yeah, look at Tamawashi. You know, I think Tamawashi could indeed easily shoulder the nickname of Sumo Daddy if he was not already known as the Iron Man.
There's already a sumo daddy, but that's a topic for another podcast.
Indeed.
I think it's time to throw the final salt throw in. Today we spoke about Tamawashi, the Iron Man, but we hope that you'll join us for another episode of It's Sumo Time where we cover other Rishiki, important bouts, and soon when we'll talk about the November Basho. If
Oh
you enjoyed today's
yeah!
episode, be sure to stomp that follow button like a rikishi on the Sikari
We're
Sen, leave a review or share it with a friend, and join us next time
we're
you hear the
doing
drums.
we're doing
Until then,
daily coverage for the November Basho, right? We're doing daily coverage, right?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're doing daily.
Absolutely.
Yes, hell yes.
We're the Doyho Dummies. I'm Groovy.
Murphy.
That's stupid.
Yeah, what?
And that's Murphy. Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you.